6:55, 64 degrees. It's time for my final thought. Mental health, it's something everybody should take seriously. But a new study by the Trevor Project, a suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for LGBTQ youth, has shown that the mental health of youth in the queer community is especially devastating. Nearly 1 in 5 LGBTQ people aged 13 to 24 and 1 in 3 transgender and non-binary young people in the same age group have attempted suicide just in the past 12 months. On top of that, nearly 39% of LGBTQ youth surveyed said they have seriously considered suicide in the past year. The report outlines how challenges from our society play a huge role in why so many of these young people have considered taking their own lives, with 2/3 of the youth reporting that someone tried to convince them to change their sexual orientation or gender identity, and 71% saying they've been discriminated against because of their orientation or identity. It's not hard to see why they feel this way. Just this past week, we've had protesters at Pride events in multiple cities, as well as plans for a so-called straight Pride parade making national headlines. For so many people from one demographic to feel this level of hopelessness and despair is all of our problem. America's hatred, fear, and bigotry is driving people to suicide, and it has to stop. If you disagree with their lifestyle, I'm not naive enough to think I can change your mind in 90 seconds. But what we can all do is treat everybody with dignity, respect, and empathy, regardless of who they love. Because it's no more your business than it is mine who you decide to share your bed with, because plenty of people objected to that. We're going to continue this conversation online. You guys have a beautiful Wednesday. Get up, DC.